All right, welcome everyone to our March Lunch and Learn session for our partnership members. Thank you for watching us live or watching later on. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, we appreciate that. So this month we have Rob Carlson from Smart Insurance, and he's going to give us a little bit of information on cyber insurance and some of the benefits to you as business owners if you should choose to go with that coverage and why it's kind of important to have. So I'm going to turn it over to Rob.
Hi guys, like she said, my name's Rob Carlson. I'm with Smart Insurance, and what we're going to talk about today is cyber insurance and why to buy it. So we're working with a company called Evolve MGA, where they specialize in cyber insurance. And I'll talk about all the coverage and all that kind of stuff down throughout the presentation. But first off, what does cyber mean? Cyber relates to the characteristic of the culture of computers, information technology, and virtual reality. We work with technology and information in everything that we do, whether it's cell phones, laptops, tablets, email. Every business uses it, and all of those things can be attacked. And so what is cyber insurance? Cyber insurance is the coverage for the costs associated with hacking attacks, data breaches, and system failures. So not just the attack itself, but also recovering from an attack and making sure that your business isn't interrupted for very long, and you can keep pushing out business and sales and all that stuff throughout the attack. $200 hacking software can cost a single business millions of dollars. You can go on the dark web or find hacking software that costs $200, watch a 20-minute YouTube video, and be hacking within the first hour that you download the software. Also, everyone in this room or out there has had their credentials stolen at some point or another. The final thing is 95% of all cyber attacks come from human error. Whether that's an employee, whether that's the owner of the business. Everybody wants to be helpful. Everybody thinks everything is legit. Click on the wrong thing. Now your whole system's down. So these are just a few statistics from claims that have actually been paid out in 2021. So this big red area here, that's 68% of the entire pie chart. And that is from ransomware attacks and extortion. This gray 10% here, that's from theft of funds, where an email gets sent, that email gets corrupted somehow with different account numbers or whatever it is. You send a payment to the wrong account, or somebody sends a payment that they think it's coming to you, and it goes to a different account. That's what that theft of funds is. This 10% up here, that's malicious data breaches. So that's just data breaches in general that they're trying to look for information that they can use to make money off of. 9% up there, that's non-malicious data breaches, where it's just you click on the wrong thing. They're not necessarily trying to take information from you. They just a virus was in it and it just shuts you down. And then the small sliver up here, that's 2%, that's malware. And then 1%, this tiny sliver, is everything else. So ransomware. Ransomware is one of the biggest things going right now when it comes to cyber attacks. And what this policy covers when it comes to ransomware is cybersecurity forensic experts, for one. Evolve has their own team of forensic experts working every day from their office, trying to communicate with the hacker, trying to negotiate demands down, and they're also trying to figure out where this problem came from. The cost related to that cybersecurity forensic experts can cost up to $500 an hour just to find out what happened and to try to talk to the hackers about whatever the extortion demand is. This next part, again, is the extortion demand. And this number here, this is the U.S. average from, I believe it was 2020. It's an average of $170,000 just for the initial demand. That number has since gone up exponentially here in these last 2 years, 18 months. These third and fourth ones are lost revenue that this policy covers. Business interruption. The average downtime for a ransomware attack that you can't get into your system or anything like that is on average of 23 days that you can't get the information that you need to run your business. And so during that 23 days, this policy covers that lost revenue during those days. Reputational harm. If you have things out there that need to get done that you can't get done because you don't have the right information to do it, they're probably going to go somewhere else to get that job done. Well, that's some reputational harm because you might have lost a client or a prospective client, whatever it is. That covers that lost revenue there as well. System damage. To get your systems back up and running after the attack is cleaned up, that can cost you up to $500 per hour. Data breach attorneys for anybody that has a higher entity above you that can lay claims, fines, and penalties down and stuff like that, or even so you don't get sued back because people's information has gotten stolen. This policy covers those data breach attorneys. Again, up to $500 per hour for those attorneys. And then privacy liability. Any fines and penalties that can come back on you, the business owner, is covered in this policy. So this is an example of a claim that Evolve has actually paid out and they've dealt with. So cybersecurity forensic experts cost $56,000 to figure out and negotiate. The initial extortion demand was almost $3 million. Those forensic experts negotiated that payment down to $1.5 million. Business interruption, $875,000 they lost in revenue. Reputational harm, $145,000 lost revenue. System damage, $400,000 to build their system back after the attack. Okay, and this is an electrical and industrial distributor with a $3 million limit. Well, this total cost for all of these damages and costs, they got down to $3 million, which is what their limit was, minus their deductibles, whatever that is. So again, $3 million adds up very, very quickly. So what does ransomware look like? Typically, what happens on a Friday night at 6 o'clock, whoever is attacking sends this to all of your system. Okay, saying you have 4 days to start to pay this demand or else we're going to keep the information, all that stuff. Well, then the business owner comes in Monday morning at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever it is. Oh no, I only have 19 hours left to get this problem solved. With Evolve, you can start this claim process by a click of a button on your phone. Submitting claims is through their app on a phone, and it's just like that. They get it started, they start talking, they start negotiating, they start finding out what information that the hacker has, and then they can build their plan next. So, funds transfer fraud, so that theft of funds, that next biggest portion of the pie I talked about earlier. So what that entails is funds transfer fraud, so the business bank account. Somebody coming in and trying to take money from the business, whether it be through an email that got compromised or whatever it is. Theft of funds in escrow, again, business bank account, same type of thing. Theft of personal funds, so this policy covers senior executive officers' personal bank accounts, because a lot of the times those senior executive officers are doing their banking from their work computer or whatever it is. Those personal bank accounts are covered as well as push payment fraud, which is getting clients' information. Those client bank accounts are protected under this policy as well. So if somebody's trying to pay me and that email that I sent out with the routing number and all that kind of stuff, if that gets compromised, their money is safe and protected when they accidentally send it to the wrong person. So again, here's another example of a claim that Evolve has paid out. This is a general contractor with a $5 million limit. Funds transfer fraud. So the funds went to the wrong person. $924,000 got sent to the wrong person. They were able to recover $361,000. Well, what happens to that other $563,000? This policy covers that $563,000 that they lost and couldn't find. So now this policy makes that general contractor whole because they had that $5 million limit and they were able to pay back that $563,000. So, some scary stuff here. 2021, the year ransomware broke through. New records were set in 2021. Ransomware eclipsed all of 2020 in the first 10 months of the year. So by October, the numbers had already went over 2020's. It's going to cost over $6 trillion this year to pay claims, to pay ransom, to whatever it is, just like worldwide. Average ransom payout is now $570,000. It's up 82% from 2020. The average demand worldwide, the average initial demand is up to $5.3 million. It's up 518% from 2020. And global attack percentages. So the U.S. can account for 50% of the worldwide hacking attacks. The next closest country is the UK at 11%. So if the U.S. is accounting for 50% of the worldwide attacks, at this point, it's not a matter of if your business is going to be attacked, but when your business is going to be attacked. So, 6 reasons to buy cyber insurance. Cyber insurance responds to ransomware. They have the security that is important, but it's not impenetrable. So you need to have those background things that's going to protect your assets, because the security is not always going to do it. You're relying on technology to run your business. We're not going back to pen and paper anytime soon. If anything, we're going less than that and putting more sensitive information into our networks, into the cloud, whatever it is. All that information can get hacked somehow. Your organization holds personal data, whether it's client, whether it's employee, whatever it is. Your business holds their social security numbers, their birthdays, all that stuff. That is that data that can be stolen, and then those bank accounts or that identity is going to be taken. It's starting to become a contractual requirement, whether it's the vendor. Some clients are even saying, hey, is my information protected in your system? Do you have cyber insurance? That kind of stuff. It comes with a turnkey incident response plan. So if you purchase this policy, Evolve comes in and they already have that plan in place, to where all you have to do is click submit a claim and they're on it. And then it has a pre-loss risk mitigation services. So Evolve offers training to not only you, but all of your employees as well, to know what to do when these types of attacks happen. Or to train your employees on what a phishing email looks like, or what to click on, what not to click on, that kind of stuff. So it comes with that training already in place. And payment cards. Everybody's paying with credit or debit cards now. Everybody's accepting credit cards and debit cards. What a lot of people don't know, though, is that when you use a third-party swipe company, whether it be PayPal, Stripe, Square, Braintree, whatever it is, those business owners don't know that they have exposure to anything liability-wise. Well, the thing is, these third-party companies, they help the day-to-day operations, but they have no liability when it comes to if somebody's card is hacked. And that comes back on the business owner. So even if you do think you have it, you don't, because they put that stuff in the fine print of those contracts that you sign, saying we have no liability if your system or your swipe pad is hacked. And so this policy covers those as well. Because, again, like I said, those payment vendors have the day-to-day risk of the swipes, but if your machine is tampered with, they're not liable for that. The business and the business owner is liable for that. And not many people know that. But that's my spiel. I don't know if there are any questions online or anything like that, but I'd be happy to answer them.
We do not have any questions,
Okay.
But if someone is interested in learning more or contacting you about this coverage, how can they do that?
You can reach me at I actually work in the Saline office for Smart Insurance. You can reach me at 785-833-5611. You can ask for myself, Rob Carlson, or Brad Berry is the other producer in Salina, where we both know about this policy and can talk to you about the policy. Or you can email me at rob@smart-ins.com. Again, I have my email on my phone. I check it regularly every single day. So if you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
We appreciate you.